Okay. How was lunch? Good. As I've said earlier today and yesterday, the seminar is like sex. It all comes at the end. And we've been going through myths and misconceptions, internal growth, external growth, raising capital. So actually starting last night and following through with the first half of today, which we'll finish off today. And as I've said, there's a lot of misguided thought process about raising money. And misguided is being polite. It's bullshit, lies, basically. And all the stuff that I give away on the site and the stuff that you can get free in torrent is more than adequate to raise all the money that you can, or not can, that you think you need to fund your projects forever. And we've raised money in recession, inflation, some would say depression, if it was created in 2008, 9, 10, 11. Depression when oil went from $40 a barrel to $10 a barrel, $8 a barrel. So, I mean, the systems work. I've given you some, as my old partner Ted Nicholas would say, magic words to what to say to the bankers, how to interview them, put them on their back foot. But unless you do it, you wasted your money. And for the YouTubers, unless, you know, although I didn't give it to them in detail on YouTube, it's on torrent and it's on my site. But I was just looking at some emails, and what the YouTubers want is they want it up on a platter, a fucking platter like this. And they say, do this, and if this doesn't work, do that, and do. That's not the way fucking life is, kids. And there's been a lot of people that have been extremely successful that never came to the seminar. There's been a lot of people that have been extremely successful that never bought the product when I used to have it for sale, instead of giving it away. There's been a lot of people that have just found the book on torrent and made it work. Well, whilst, as they say here, never meeting me. But the one thing all those people have in common, and the one thing that my influence in my life have had in common, is they took fucking action. They did it. So I find it more than amusing. Actually, I find it insulting for the people to ask me, tell us the secrets one by one. Can you enumerate the top 10 fucking secrets? Well, I already know those people are stone broke and don't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And if I was trying to sell the seminar right now, I wouldn't be talking like this, but I don't give a fuck if you ever come, if you ever go to my site. But that's the state of the world today. Life is too easy. They've been fucking privileged, even the poor fuckers that are watching on YouTube. Then some guy asked me if I trained, and I didn't even know who it was, Kevin Trudeau. I didn't know he was the big infomercial thief till we had a slide on him just before lunch. No, I didn't train Kevin. But I also didn't train the Wolf of Wall Street. But that's why the personal development, success business, which now has been transformed by me into the high performance industry, is inundated with most people that don't know what they're talking about, one. And two, people following those people that don't know what they're talking about because they tell them it's easy or relatively easy. I've read many emails to you from devotees, as recent as 2-3 weeks ago, that are getting money, bringing on executives to their dream team, bringing on accountants and lawyers on a success fee basis. Today, 2014, June, July, August, as of a week ago tomorrow, this stuff works. But it only works if you get off your dead ass and go and do it. I told you I reviewed my London Reel last night, not because I don't remember what I said, but because I'm having dinner with Brian Rose on Sunday. And I just wanted to refresh my memory, not that I need to, but I did. And because the London Reel was so popular, like I told you earlier, what exactly did I say? And again, it's not even in my top 100 talks. But it is different than anybody else is saying, that's for goddamn sure. And I think that's what resonated with the kids. And that's what resonated. Now we're going through misconceptions and myths now. That's what the seminar ends on. There's a few closing remarks. One of the biggest myths of all time is that it's hard to raise money. I've proven to you, hopefully beyond a shadow of a doubt, that's horseshit, that's not true. And we've given examples, not just from me personally, because people will say, I'm not you, Dan, I can't do what you do, etc. But we've given you doofus kids with everywhere from 80, 90 IQs up that have funded their dream. But the thing that all the kids have in common is it was their dream. It was their passion. They would, I can't speak for them, I'm not sure they would die for it, but they're certainly at that end of the continuum vis-a-vis passion. And all these people that are on the walls, either one of the three walls, have a lot of passion. And some have devoted years to fulfilling their dream, and some have gotten extremely fortunate through hard work and a little serendipity to accomplish things in a matter of months. I was asked earlier, how long does it take to do your first deal? How long does it take to put your dream team together? How long does it take before the first deal to get financing, et cetera, et cetera? And it's varied from as little as a few months to a few years. And it's all dependent on how hard you work, how much you want it, and how many presentations you make. In the beginning, all of you are going to have, with one or two exceptions, are going to have trouble with your presentation skills until you get better at it. There's a young kid that we showed here, an email that I got a while back. There was no collateral, no signatory, no guarantees, no nothing. He raised $100,000 after he made 8 or 9 presentations. But that's 8 or 9 presentations, kids. That's not 1 or 2 presentations. 8 or 9. So the bottom line of this little ranting and raving of mine is that it's possible for everybody in this room, and it's more possible for everybody in this room because I'm going to be mentoring you the next year, but it's also possible for the kids on YouTube if they want it bad enough. There's a picture of Eric Hayden over here, who was one of my influencers, who I think had 7 gold medals in the 1980 Olympics. He's got 33-inch thighs. You can see him in this picture right there. And he used to walk, he doesn't walk this anymore because he's a middle-aged man, but he walks like this in the old days because his thighs were so big he couldn't get his legs together. Okay? And he used to work 14 to 16 hours a day, and he was asked back when he got his gold medals, well, why did you work 14 to 16 hours a day? And part of this story I already related to. He said, because my competition only worked 8 to 10 hours a day, 5 days a week, and I worked 12 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week. And that pretty much says it all. That pretty much says it all. And that's, he got 7 gold medals. I don't think he made much money off his 7 gold medals because he's a practicing sports physician now, and apparently a very good one. And I think he's one of the advisors to the Olympics, Winter Olympics, as a former gold medal winner and currently a very knowledgeable physician. But the 12 to 14 hours a day, I've already said that I don't believe in the 10,000 hour deal that says that in 10,000 hours you're going to be proficient at this. And I'm smarter than most of the people that come to this seminar, but I never did it in 10,000 hours. I was more on the 50 to 100,000 hour plan, and because that's what it took me to become very, very proficient. But in the emails that I've just read, the bottom line is everybody that's come through the seminar has been better off for it because they increased their lifestyle, their wealth, whatever. We have touched hundreds of thousands, if not 1 million people through the QLA, through my newsletter for 21 years, you just look at traffic, through my torrent and all the product that I used to sell that I now give away. All those people have been touched. But this only works, kids, if you take fucking action. And the thing that I came away with, because I just looked at the Brian Rose interview again, what would you tell the 20-year-old Dan Peña today? And I'd say, just fucking do it. He says, what was the best advice that you ever got? And I wasn't 20 when I got it. It wasn't from Mr. Grazos, the former CEO of NASA Shipping Line. He didn't use swear words. He was a refined gentleman. Like a couple people in this room, not many. He said, Mr. Peña, he never called me Dan, Mr. Peña, we don't need a lot of analysis in our 60-year career, or with Mr. Onassis. We realized that just taking action was the most important thing. I'll leave you on that happy note. Just take fucking action.